Alright, well, I don't really know how to start this, but you know how PewDiePie did like, oh yeah, I drew for like an entire year for like 30 minutes? I'm doing that now because I lost my art drive for a very, very, very long time, and I wasn't really doing anything with this channel anyways, so I decided to toss in my VTuber personality, might as well, and just sort of just do an art challenge. Sort of do art studies every day to keep me accountable. So yeah, these are gonna be unedited. Ah, merde. So yeah, I don't really have a plan for this. So I guess to start off with day one, we can start doing with we can start doing like poses or whatnot, sort of to break down different poses, and then we can sort of get used to anatomy and all that stuff a bit later on. Yeah, I just haven't really been drawing all that much, honestly, so I need something to motivate me. And what better way to motivate me than doing this stupid art challenge? As if I already don't have enough stuff on my plate, but I guess that's part of what's I guess that's part of what the thing is, right? So I'm trying to find a good pose right now. I hope I don't spend my entire 30 minutes on finding poses, because that would be quite oh, how about combat poses? Yeah. Yeah, why not do this? Yeah. Okay. I should do a couple of fighting poses. I think the last time I actually like recorded any like art study was when I was actually recording when I did like Spider-Man studies, which isn't a bad idea, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. So I don't want to find anything that's necessarily okay. This could work. This can work. It's a bit low quality, but I suppose that'll help with looking at what's happening here. So the initial step, as I've learned throughout like my art history, has always been to simplify. Again, I'm largely doing this with no guidance whatsoever. This is like largely impromptu, which is going to make things a bit difficult, but that's part of the challenge now, isn't it? So this person's head is largely staring slightly. So again, we want to simplify, right? So if we're looking at their head is sort of over here, right? Not over here, nope. A bit off center, but that's fine. We're gonna use a bit of cheats. What is something if we're not cheating, right? Obviously this is going to be a bit more sketchy, right? So this is a bit more of an under angle, right? You see more of their chin over here. You see a bit more of their ears over here. So you see their ear is over there, and then their eyes were sort of just here, and they're sort of staring at that section. Again, this is just a sketch. It's not representative of anything. Again, I'm just trying to get into the flow of breaking down things, right? Which I already technically have a good handle of, but I do nothing wrong with further, right? With refining things, right? Always refine. This is slightly at an angle over here, right? The neck sort of goes down over here. Maybe this one's a bit more of a thicker neck, like so, right? So that is the head, the general direction of the head. We're just here to get used to breaking down poses. And then we have the chest area. The chest is going to be slightly turned towards the right, like so. Again, I'm just trying to narrate down my process right now. So neck is facing that, so the collarbone is like there, or whatever the thing is. I don't know what is anatomy. I don't know what anatomy is. So you won't be seeing a lot of his chest because it sort of twists away, right? So I like to simplify quite a bit. It is weird because my phone is twisted at a weird angle, so I'm like, this is going to be kind of hard. Again, I'm drawing from reference because who doesn't draw from reference? Weirdos. Okay, so this part should be longer slightly, right? This part is slightly longer. This goes sort of at a angle like so, right? Because that's what you want. Also, just as a good tip for that I've seen for like using references, don't only look at like the general pose. You should look at the details around the pose, right? Look at how things are in reference for one another, and also look at how like there's negative space formed in between of things, right? So yeah, that should be fine. His arm is sort of weird. It sort of goes up his pec, like so. So it sort of goes in front of his pec, which, a funny story. I've finally gone back to my martial arts training after a bit of a hiatus because of the holidays. And then as I was doing things, right, I was like, ow, my pec and my shoulders just hurt because I just haven't done anything of that, like, because I've just been working out my generally, like, I've just been working out for throughout the holidays. So with that in mind, so generally muscles are the antithesis the opposite of mobility, right? The more muscles that you have, the harder it's generally going to be to sort of move around, mainly because there's just so many things, like, just it's hard, right? Because like you're heavier and it's just difficult to move around, right? So you have all that stuff. Interesting. So he has the Muay Thai wrappings only on one arm, which is interesting. But yeah. So his body's sort of twisted off to the side like so, right? And again, this is not represent this breaking down to everything, right? But yeah, like after the holidays, I was so borked. I was like, holy crap. My body just hurts when I do any sort of movement. It is insane. So obviously this is over here. And sort of his shoulder should be here, and then his arm sort of goes around here, right? And then sort of goes around here, right? So there should be, so the majority of his action, right, because of the camera angle, is hidden by his forearm over here. And we have his hand, which should be like around like here. Again, I'm being lazy. You should not be lazy. But I know when PewDiePie like did his thing, people were like, oh my god, like, oh, you improved so much, like, blah blah blah. Or Twitter, right? They were like, oh, I'm quitting, you're putting artists out of their jobs, right? But it's like, it's stupid, right? It's just people looking to complain for all intents and purposes. Because it's not like okay, yes, he does have the privilege of not needing to constantly work and all that stuff, right? Well, not even a privilege. He started YouTube, right? It was something that he deliberately forged towards, right? Also, I'm running out of space there. Oh, I did not realize I was drawing this big. Jesus. Okay, that's fine. But yes, he worked towards YouTube. He worked towards it to give himself time to learn art, which is fine, right? But people are like assuming that he got that skill overnight. But no, he took an entire year drawing every day for 30 minutes, and then he got better, right? And people can argue that he only had that time because he he already had a stable career and all that stuff. But the truth is, a lot of artists have to work 2 jobs at once unless you're a commercial artist, right? It's just a matter of how you necessarily manage your time, right? So yeah, no, I think that was just a really somewhat stupid excuse for a lot of people. It's like, whatever. Like, look, Twitter dramas beyond me. I say as I address this stupid drama. There we go. So here should be the shoulder over here. Seems to be quite off balance over here, but that's fine, right? Over here, right? His arm sort of goes down, right? His chest. I don't even know how big his chest is, but again, that's part of the sketching process, right? I know a lot of people they tend to draw over the sketches once they have like a satisfactory line art ish appearance, right? But the point of sketching is so that you just have a general idea and they refine with the line art, right? So generally again, this is largely just for simplification, right? His hand is like here, and then his hand just sort of goes over here. His thumb just sort of goes wrong here, right? Again, simplification. I'm just doing whatever, right? Absolutely whatever. Not even accurate, but there we go. There we go. Right? So his body's sort of twisted that way. So you have the majority of his hips actually sort of in front of him. Yeah. They're sort of like there, right? Because this should be a bit more diagonal, but because I can't really draw curves in like rectangles, I have to sort of do this. But his hips are sort of like this, right? And yes, I'm doing a lot of stupid shapes, but it is worth it. It is worth it. It is absolutely worth it, right? Or I'm just gonna get absolutely destroyed for doing stupid crap like this. Yeah, that's... I need flexibility like this. Cause yeah, my flexibility is so dog. Like, you would not believe how bad my flexibility is. Actually, that's a bit too far back. Actually, yeah, I can't erase most of this, but whatever. Oops, sorry. Getting sketches. Ooh. Ah, crap. Merde. Here. Ah, crap. Why am I so bad at this all of a sudden? I keep misclicking my pencil now. So it's over here. It's over here. Here. Let's say I'm giving more space for the hand, like so, right? Just in reference to what I'm currently seeing, which can be quite a lot of things, right? And then I might continue with this particular sketch tomorrow. But yeah, it really depends on what I feel like doing. Again, I'm just trying to hold myself accountable, you know? Because if I want to improve, I need to make the actual step forward, right? His leg is twisted as hell. Like, this is the back of his leg. He sort of his foot is like here, which is just bizarre. But hey, whatever floats his boat, you know? Right, so his leg is like twisted like that. I'm not gonna have enough space for this guy, which is fine. Yeah, so his legs sort of jut out like so. Just a touch, right? Just a touch over here. I'm gonna shrink you. Oh god. How do I do this? Okay. I'm gonna shrink you a touch. There we go. I don't have space for you. There we go. In the worst case scenario, I just copy paste everything for tomorrow. If I do want to continue this, which I don't think I will, just because I want I do want there to be some speed to what I do, right? There we go. No, that's too bent. Seems like he's doing a roundhouse kick over here, a pretty high roundhouse kick, which is, I respect it, I respect it. So his foot should be pointed around here, like so, right here. Obviously not representative, but proportions are completely off. But I mean, you can break anatomy rules, right? If you're doing you're doing like stylized stuff, but it has to be like consistently stylized. Yeah, I mean, it looks odd mainly because of this hand over here, because it's extra large, and this hand is kind of small, which is my bad. But yeah. I'm just gonna add another layer to it, so I'm just gonna name this one blocks, and then this one is gonna be more sketches. I lied, I named that one more refined shapes. Okay. His head seems a bit small, but that's fine. I'm gonna set the opacity of this one down a bit. There we go. And then we could start our other thing, I suppose. I do want to get into a lot of things. I mean, I know I did cross hatching for quite a bit, but it just hurt my wrist a lot. So I don't know. I'm still undecided on whether or not I want to continue doing cross hatching. I've considered adding like cross hatching to some of my shading stuff, some of my rendering rather, but I'm like, should I not? Good question. I'm just adding a couple more lines over there just to help me situate myself, even though they're probably not going to be as relevant, right? So it sort of goes here. So usually for the head, I draw like 3 spheres, just because you have your skull shape, right? You have your general skull shape, and then you have like your skull is elongated from the back, right? It's not just like one simple skull, and there has to be something there, right? Like it's elongated from the back to give your brain some more things, right? A bit exaggerated over here, but that's fine. Again, right, it's just a sketch. It is fine if sketches do not necessarily correspond to everything. There we go. My eyesight should be about here, actually. Yeah, I'm completely freaking this off. Right, so it should be slightly higher, like so, right? Because his ear should be about here. Because his eyes should be about here, because it is a chin up position, like so. So I'm just gonna draw his nose real fast and his mouth. What a silly little thing. Okay, I'm gonna draw. I should probably have elongated this a bit, but whatever. Right, because he has a chin. We all have chins, right? Right, guys, right? I hope that all of you guys have chins. That's certainly something that I hope so. I'd be kind of worried if you didn't. Maybe I should set the opacity down a bit more, just so then you guys can see how traumatized my figure is. But yeah, I do want to set aside 30 minutes. Oh man, I also gotta learn how to play piano too. Never a moment of rest here. Never a moment of rest. So it's much like this one, where there is indeed a curve over here. Oh my god, I think I accidentally clicked Copilot. No, I don't want Microsoft. I do not Windows. I do not want Copilot. Your AI is garbage. Okay, so this goes here. this leads to this. His neck should be like here, right? Mainly because he's twisted around. Again, his body's like sort of twisted off to the, twisted downwards a bit, right? Because he's throwing his weight there for his roundhouse kick. Very powerful roundhouse kick, actually. I respect it. I respect it. Yeah. Look, I'm drawing this really flat right now, which is my bad. My bad. Because with the muscles, right, they would have a bit more deviation, like so, right? You would have something that would be a bit more less, that doesn't look as flat, but alas. So this muscle over here, right, is going to slightly protrude out, right, because the muscle is, well, I don't really draw the muscle that well, but it's like, because it's like here, right? It's like one of these looking things, which, again, I'm not drawing this well. He has the proportions of a Roblox character right now, I think, slightly, whatever. Just slightly, you know. Nothing like a little bit of Robloxing around. Oops. So I'm just trying to draw the rest of his body just to sort of situate myself right now. Okay, the canvas is slightly rotated, which could screw me over, but, right? So this is sort of a slope, right? Here, his shoulder is hidden by his arm. So this is not a completely straight line. There is somewhat of a curve to the forearm over here. Right, so there is indeed a circle over here. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate so far. You would then have his arm sort of go over here, and it would then sort of just cut in. Right. Obviously, this should not be a straight line, but I digress. I need to show you guys that reference picture just so that you guys know I'm not making stuff up. I mean, it's possible I'm making stuff up, right? It's highly likely I'm making stuff up. So the form is sort of like a bowling pin type of shape, right? That's the general shape of a forearm. It sort of rounds out a bit first, right? It rounds out a bit, and then it sort of just goes in a touch, right? Not that much, but you get my point. Like so. This sort of juts out at sort of a triangle, like so. Right, it's fine that the shapes are a bit more rough, right? That's not our point. And after that, we have, this guy's wrists are thick, but it's probably because of the Muay Thai wrapping. He seems to have wrappings around his wrist, which make it slightly, right, thicker. So I blame on that. So his hand seems to go over here. Go over here. A slight protrusion over here. His thumb is like here, right? And then yeah, it can't be that bad. I probably need to shorten his forearm just a touch. Gonna erase it a bit, cheat a bit. Is it really cheating? Everyone does this. Look, I'm still learning. That's the important part, okay? If I wasn't learning, I wouldn't be doing this. There we go. Okay. Like so. So this is sort of off to the side, right? Because here we have his pinky finger over here. It's still too high. Yeah, it's still too high. Definitely still too high. That's fine. No, that's definitely a screw. That was the worst circling I've ever done in a long time. The bandages are sort of throwing me off. So the pinky should nearly be in line with the ear, like so. Okay. There we go. Okay, what the frick happened to you, pinky? That's fine. Oops. Here. Over here. Yeah, it's actually a lot more turned than I thought. But whatever, right? It's not like... so ring finger is slightly shorter than the middle finger. It's kind of over here. And we have the index finger, which is just slightly shorter than the middle finger. No. Well, index and ring finger are kind of the same height, for me at least, because I know there are body proportions are slightly different for everyone. So he's wearing pants, so it's kind of hard to tell because these pants are they're kind of floppy as well, so it is kind of hard to tell. But generally, the body should curve along the same line type of deal, right? Should, because his muscles should also follow everything. Because if his muscles aren't following the same line, I'd be kind of worried. But it seems like the angle for this is quite a bit sharper. So it seems to be a round pec over here, right? There's sort of a roundness before it slidens a bit, right? And again, this is part of the pec over here, right? I don't draw pecs, in case you haven't noticed. Right, something along those lines, right? I know I should be looking at like art tutorials on that stuff, but I need to discover, like I did like ages ago. But it's not really something that I've been consistently doing, because no point looking up tutorials if I wasn't going to put in the effort, you know. So his hips are sort of raised there. So his pants are the annoying thing, because they sort of start like here. His pants sort of just, oops. His pants go around here, right? His pants go around like here. And they sort of finish here. So again, they're kind of floppy pants, because they sort of just go like, and then his legs just start there. Because the seam of the pants seemingly, no pun intended, go from here to sort of an upper diagonal here. Right? Yeah. Right, so this rounds out over here. And I'm drawing the pants because I literally cannot see what else is below of that. Below of the pants. So, you know, a nude position would have been better. Not that I would enjoy seeing that, especially from a guy. Actually, you know what? I could use my own body as a reference, except I'm not as flexible. Blast my inability, my own weakness. I should stretch more. God, I need to do so many things. See, here's the problem with life. So many things to do, so little time, so many priorities. But alas, we need to pick and choose how things go in life, right? Alas. Damn, you got some small ass ankles. I'm sorry, man. Don't kick me. We can stylize it a bit, you know. Have the camera angle be wide lens, so then the upper body's kind of smaller. And it's interesting because he sort of drifts down over here, right? Which is, first off, ouch, my ankle. My left ankle is injured. My right ankle, actually. Why did I say left? I know my injuries. Right, guys? Right? Right? Right. So his foot goes down over here, right? Goes up over here. Probably completely wrong, perspective-wise. Alas. Again, I'm just here because I need to learn. Need to learn things. Oh yeah, that's true. So his leg sort of just cuts through his pants, his shoulder like so. A bit more actually, right? Because they go here, right? The pants, right? They sort of go here, and then they sort of round out over here, right? And the body, I assume, goes over there. That's all shading over here, right? There I go cross-hatching again. Horrible decision, honestly. Oh man, I stopped cross-hatching because my wrist was hurting, and I'm doing it again because I'm a moron. Right. Like so. Okay, there we go. Honestly, you really don't need much for art. You just need to pay attention and spend some time just breaking down everything. Like, I know a lot of people are like, God, but he has so much time. It's you just gotta spend time choosing what to do, right? I'm referring to the PewDiePie incident again. No, this is a bit higher up, actually. Okay, I get it. So it seems like there's quite a bit more. I might have messed up the location of where the kick goes. Actually, I think this generally starts like here. And it sort of just tapers off like over here. Again, this is just a sketch. It seems I might need to move that over a bit. No, actually, the reason why it looks odd is because it's sort of like he lifts his hip up, so it exposes more of his thigh. So I was looking at it through the wrong sort of perspective, which makes sense now. But yeah, there's definitely some sort of angle distortion, lens distortion, sorry. I know my stuff, please. I do, I swear. Because of just the way that his right foot is closer to the camera, so naturally it will be distorted towards it, you know. You know, guys, you know. You probably don't. Cause I'm making no sense. If you do know, you're lying. You're lying because I'm making no sense. Over here, you always kick with pointed feet. Just so you know. Right, never kick with non-pointed feet. You're gonna hurt your toes. I screwed this up. What the heck happened to you? I mean, actually, you make sense. Do you though? Yeah, sure, I'll fix you after. Yeah, we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post-production. Okay, so this goes down over here, right? And it sort of goes, yeah, so it's kind of high. Okay, that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense. Ça fait du sens, ça. Je pense. Right, so it's a bit here. So the original reference photo does have some weird flap in the back, but I'm not going to draw that because what the heck is that? It makes no sense even from my perspective. Okay, so I think generally I actually situated the hands quite nicely. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm definitely drew that segment for too big, but whatever. Actually, no, you should be a bit slimmer. Yeah, you should be a touch slimmer because you're slightly like here, right? Your index finger is like here. Actually, no, it should not be like this. What am I doing? Right, so he sort of just lets his index finger sort of just fall a bit. Same thing with his middle. Right, same thing with his ring. And then you have finally the pinky, which should be like here. Again, I'm being lazy right now. Don't be lazy. Honestly, it's not horrible. It's not horrible, I think. The head could be a touch bigger. Oh, yeah, it could be a touch bigger, but obviously that can easily be fixed with the line art stage of things, or you can just, if you're lazy like me, but preferably this should be fixed during the line art stage, right? That's the whole point of a sketch, right? It's that you can fix things. Like, I'd be kind of worried if you're not fixing things after the sketch. There we go. His head should be tilted a bit more, right? He does not look that distressed, I'm gonna be honest. He looks mildly inconvenienced that someone's attacking him. There we go. There we go. I just gotta fix his foot over here. And then we should be good, because his foot over here right now has the wrong sort of angle, right? Because it does go sort of taper off like so, right? And then it's sort of a straight edge over here, right? Which you don't really see, because it is sort of from the front, right? So it is okay. That looks significantly worse. Help. Small steps, small steps, small steps, small steps. Alright, so it sort of goes like here. I don't draw feet because I don't look at feet. Do you know how degenerate I would be if I looked at feet and I'll be like, ugh, nasty. It's not really my type of thing to look at, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. There we go. I mean, it's not bad. His arm is like that. Like, I think it's just angle distortion and lens distortion. I should shut up. It's just lens distortion for the most part. Obviously, because I'm missing shading, you're missing out a lot of details. So his thigh over here, this is the upper half of his thigh. Yes, I'm doing cross hatching right now because I feel like I'm doing cross hatching. I need to do cross hatching. You don't understand my need for it. There's a touch of shadows over here, right? Just a touch that wraps around his pectoral over here. Over here, just to make his thing a bit more defined. Because we don't want his sad little pec over there. Right, so this goes over here, tapers off a bit. Right. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. Again, these are just little exercises that I'm trying to do to just make me consistently draw nowadays. They're not meant to be like guides to anything, because I am just yapping and I'm just a hobbyist for the most part. And I'm not a trained artist by any means. But yeah, if I want to add a few more dynamic things, I guess I can add like a swoosh over here, right? A swoosh, and maybe like add a whatchamacallit, a emotion blur perhaps to it, right? But I'm not going to do that because why would I? But yeah, not only near that, I can add some to the hips as well, right? Sort of add like a vortex over here, right? Assume I'm drawing it the right direction, right? You're lifting it. Your hips, actually, wait, no, your hips should follow it. Whoops, wrong side, wrong side. Whoops, a lie. I'm gonna erase several. Oh, I'm gonna erase all of this. Sure. And special effects. I'm just prolonging this for no apparent reason. Work, there we go. But yes, usually for sketches I do take a long time because it's where I plan everything. And I think that if you don't plan everything accordingly, you generally don't really... What the heck? You generally don't have a good sense of what you want to do. Oh yeah, that was me. Okay, yeah, so that was Wuthering Waves. I was like sending like a frame to my friends like, God, this is so bad. That was the Camellia character companion quest. I was like, God, this is so gross. I hate Camellia so much. Like I used to like Camellia quite a bit, but I was like, ew. They tried too hard with her, right? So here. Okay, I keep copy pasting it. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. There we go. I do not want to see Camellia. Stop that. Stop. Nasty. Sorry, I'll stop. Oops. Yes, I'm using the G Pen because I'm too lazy for anything else. I'm gonna be honest. Right. Like so. Right. Just to give it a bit more chutzpah. Right. Even though I know this is completely unnecessary because I'm never going to see this thing ever again. But why not? Why not? Oh, whoops. Sorry. It should be a bit more like this, right? Just to show like the rotation of the hips a bit. But obviously I'm overdoing it. You should not overdo your effects quite as much. But whatever. I'm just trying to make it stylized, even though it's completely unnecessary. Yeah, sure. Sure. Just add like where it coalesces, right? Even though it looks like farts, but I digress. Okay. Sure. Sure. We'll just call it a day from there. Okay. There we go. Okay, well, that was day 1 of the challenge. Oof. This is definitely going to take some getting used to, trying to get in the use of, in the flow of things. But yeah, I already managed like 2 other YouTube channels and all that stuff, and also need to do my normal work. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of stuff, but I do want to get my sort of interest back in order and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for me today. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when and where you are. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye-bye. See you. And take care. Bye. Have a good one. I just hit my mic. I'm a horrible person. Help.